Thanks for spending your Saturday night with us. I'm Matt Holzaffel. We do have one new case of coronavirus to report in Montana today. That case coming out of Gallatin County. You'll notice that despite the new case, the total for the state is still 458. That's because the governor's coronavirus task force announced that upon further review, a case in Yellowstone County is no longer being considered a positive case and has been removed from the overall case count. Cascade County still has 16 total cases, but only 2 active. Lewis and Clark County also has 16 cases, but only 2 of those are currently active. One of those is currently active. Mitchell Scott Patterson, accused of raping a child, is being held in the Yellowstone County Detention Center. According to the Yellowstone County Detention Center inmate roster on Saturday, Patterson is being held on pending charges of sexual intercourse without consent, sexual abuse of children, and habitual offender operating a motor vehicle. The bond amount listed for the first 2 charges is $100,000 each. The bond amount for the latter is $1,035. On Friday, the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office issued an alert asking people to be on the lookout for Patterson, who they say is a suspect in an investigation involving the sexual abuse of a child. The Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook that there was a $100,000 warrant for Patterson's arrest for, quote, maintaining an ongoing sexual relationship with a 12-year-old child, end quote. The alert said that Patterson may have been driving a gold Ford Taurus with moderate front-end damage with Montana license plate 31B. Patterson reportedly has ties to Great Falls and Bozeman, as well as Colorado Springs and also Oaks, North Dakota. This week, Montana Governor Steve Bullock announced that gyms will have the option of reopening on Friday, May 15th if they follow social distancing guidelines. After being excluded from Phase 1 at first, gyms will soon be able to operate at 50% capacity. Hand sanitizer must be available and staff must clean frequently throughout the day. Employees and club members should wear masks, and group classes are still not allowed indoors. In Great Falls, Access Fitness Manager Greg Hall said gyms have been waiting for a concrete timeline to return. He's optimistic, but he said that gym members must follow the guidelines strictly or it won't work out.
The number one thing is we're going to have to get a lot of information out to the members before they come here, when they come here, while they're here, and even after they leave here, because it's important that we've done everything we could possibly do to clean the place up. But without good participation of the consumer, our member, it'll all go for naught. So it's going to be an educational process for them and us as well.
Before you go back to the gym, make sure you check your gym's website or Facebook page to get the most up-to-date information on their operations. The Helena Lewis and Clark National Forest is working to reopen developed campgrounds by Memorial Day weekend. M10's Lexi Aguayo is in Helena.
The Helena Lewis and Clark National Forest is ready to let cabins and campgrounds be rented once again. Rental facilities like cabins will begin a phased reopening after May 15th based on seasonal availability and facility conditions. The target date for having forest campgrounds open is May 22nd.
I've gotten a lot of questions on Facebook on when things will open, so I've been responding to those, and there is a lot of interest for sure. Folks are anxious to get out and enjoy the outdoors and be in nature.
The Helena Lewis and Clark National Forest
wants to remind everyone that they will not be cleaning rental facilities like cabins or lookout reservations. As in previous years, it's up to the individual renter to bring their own cleaning supplies and clean before and after the use of the site.
Some of it has to do with the remoteness of where these cabins are located and the fact that we are focused also on our keeping our developed campgrounds maintained.
Those with existing cabin rental and lookout reservations will be notified if there are any changes. And if you do take this opportunity and stay, Amy reminds everyone to maintain campfires. Definitely
Do not leave your campfire unattended at any time. If it's too hot to touch, it is too hot to leave.
In Helena, I'm Alexi Guayo, MTM News.
And trails and trailheads in the forest remain open with social distancing guidelines in place. Well, it's getting chilly outside, and our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us who is the coldest so far. Grant Garland joins us now to tell us more. Grant, who's the coldest?
All right, Matt. Well, taking a look at our map right now, it appears that Lewistown 41 degrees as well as Glasgow up at 39 degrees. So yeah, definitely want to bundle up if you are going out to the bars tonight. Remember, they do close early because of the coronavirus. So heads up, take a jacket if you are going outside. Heading out for the next 12 hours, we are looking at temperatures falling down close to freezing around 5 a.m. for Great Falls, 35 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And for Helena, looking at temperatures not quite falling that far, but still in the 30s at 39 degrees. Over the last 3 hours, we have been looking at clouds on the rise, all thanks to a surface cold front that has since gotten closer towards Cutbank and Havre, pushing towards the Great Falls area. And we are looking at mostly cloudy skies. Today in Helena, well, it's got up to 61 degrees. Now, the record was set back in 1987 at 84 degrees. That was also the year that Full House debuted. I know a lot of people love that show. Well, later on, I'll show you when we can expect, guess this, a warm-up. We'll talk about that later. Matt?
All right, thanks, Colonel. The U.S. Department of Education approved the Montana Office of Public Instruction's application for elementary and secondary school emergency relief funds under the Federal CARES Act. Montana will receive over $41 million to support local school districts in responding to the coronavirus outbreak. Of that amount, about $37 million will go directly to local school districts who will have wide discretion over how they use the funds. The state also receives about $4 million to set aside to provide additional support to schools. Superintendent Elsie Ardson is using a portion of the state money to ensure that every Montana school district receives at least $10,000.
So it's important that even our tiniest schools, who oftentimes have the least amount of flexibility within their budget, it's important that they got a considerable boost because they're having to spend money just like the big districts on technology services that they didn't budget for.
School districts should be able to access their funds next week and have until September to use them. With coronavirus at the forefront of our minds, festivities are not most people's top priority. However, two Great Falls businesses that specialize in Mother's Day favorites have seen that there's even more of a Mother's Day rush this year because of the global pandemic. Two Great Falls businesses saw plenty of Mother's Day orders from customers this week, despite the fact many are unable to spend the holiday with their loved ones. Even though customers couldn't hand-select their favorite treats inside Candy Masterpiece, several Great Falls residents made last-minute stops to the candy shop to buy some sweet treats for their special ladies in their lives. BLOON & Bean, a business specializing in both coffee and flowers, received nearly twice as much business as last year. BLOON & Bean owner Rebecca HANNANT says she believes the boom in business stems from a desire to make holidays like Mother's Day meaningful.
I think people are wanting to, give, and they're not going to take things for granted just because of the COVID scare and things like that.
And for those in need of a last-minute Mother's Day gifts, both BLOON & Bean and Candy Masterpiece will be open tomorrow on Mother's Day. You can head to our website for more information. Ladies across the state today laced up their sneakers for the 39th annual Montana Women's Run, although no one necessarily showed up in person. The race usually takes place in downtown Billings, but organizers shifted the race to a virtual format this year. So women donned their red shirts and ran either 2 or 5 miles wherever they could in a socially distanced way. About 4,800 women entered the race this year. That's down from about half for the usual 9,000. Although fewer people participated this year, organizers said it was still great to see thousands of women getting some exercise on a beautiful Montana day.
We're positive we won't be able to do that this year, and we know those organizations are impacted, but these close to 5,000 women are allowing us to give some money back to the community, and we won't know until a little later how much that will be, but we're going to be happy to be able to do that.
The Women's Run has been offering a virtual option for the past 2 years, but there was an extra cost of $5. Organizers waived that fee this year to make the race more accessible to everyone. Coming up, the Better Business Bureau says they're hearing more complaints about scams during the coronavirus pandemic, including price gouging. Find out how to protect yourself after the break.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. The University of Montana canceled its in-person commencement ceremonies, but faculty are still honoring graduates for their accomplishments. M10's Jordan Johnson tells us how virtual celebrations are making graduates feel special.
The Oval at the University of Montana is usually packed with graduates awaiting graduation commencement. But since commencement was canceled this year due to COVID-19 concerns, it's empty.
The Oval is empty. Students have already graduated, and they are celebrating online with faculty and their families. The university administration had canceled formal commencement ceremonies and opted faculty to use Zoom to honor their graduates. Liz Dillinger is a graduate of UM with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Media Arts. She says the virtual celebration was a great way for her to say goodbye to her favorite professors and tell them how they impacted her education at the university.
Instead of, lining up, doing the whole commencement thing, yeah, that's traditional. I'm kind of bummed we're missing it, but I was able to log on personally individually, one-on-one with all of my favorite professors and say like, hey, this is what I enjoyed about your class. Thanks for everything. Keep in touch.
Kevin Bell is the director of visual and media arts, and he says the virtual ceremonies is a great way for students to be congratulated during times like these.
It's our best attempt at replicating the kind of the important culminating, finishing event of a educational experience for both our graduates and our undergraduates.
Dellinger says that her favorite part of the university is the teamwork within her classes throughout her 4 years at UM.
Making art with people and getting to spend time and work on movies from freshman year to senior year with the same exact group of people.
Bell hoped that the graduates felt important during the virtual celebrations and to feel accomplished of their educational milestones.
Graduation celebrations are really important for students. It is a big milestone. It's a really important accomplishment. The opportunity to say goodbyes, to extend wishes, is really an important closure for the whole experience of going through school.
Dellinger wanted to extend her congratulations to all the graduates of UM.
Just want to say thanks to the university. Congrats to the grads graduating this year. We've been through a lot, but you should be proud of yourself.
To find more information about the virtual celebrations taking place this weekend, you can go onto UM's website. In Missoula, Jordan Johnson, NTN News.
And UM will be holding the next virtual celebration for the law school on May 16th. As if there isn't enough to worry about in the new coronavirus world, tonight we bring your attention to COVID-19 scams. Yes, the scammers are pouncing on the pandemic to prey on people's fears to the tune of billions of dollars. MTN's Jay Cohn gets some help tonight from the Better Business Bureau to expose some of the notorious ripoffs.
Con artists are using all of their wits. They're using all of their time. They're putting in, the equivalent of a full-time job or more in many cases to scamming people. They are good at it, and the things that they do are convincing.
That's Hannah Stiff, Montana Director for the Better Business Bureau, warning all of us that the coronavirus pandemic has become a playground for online thieves. Not only are new scams popping up, but old scams are back with a COVID-19 twist, like the grandparent scam.
Your loved one is in the hospital. They need money right away so that they can get access to care, so that they can be a lucky person who gets a ventilator. So it preys on fear, which is a lot of scams are predicated on that fear, and a sense of urgency. Pay now so something terrible doesn't happen.
As you can imagine, the internet is also filled with fake COVID-19 tests, cures, and alleged vaccines.
There is no cure for the coronavirus yet. We have no vaccine. There is no pill, no magic potion, no incense, no essential oil that is going to prevent you from getting the coronavirus. So people need to be very wary as these things are popping up all over social media.
Another thing to be wary of, anyone reaching out to help you get your government stimulus check.
I could get you that money quicker. For example, if you just pay me a little upfront fee, I'll expedite your check to you. Or they'll say, I just need a little bit more information from you to get you that check. I need your bank account, of course, so that I can direct deposit it for you.
Here's some red flags to be aware of, telltale signs that you're being scammed. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Are you being pressured to act right now? Is it impossible to actually talk to a real person? Are you being asked to use weird forms of payment, such as gift cards or money transfers? And you can't verify any of their website information. One of the most common schemes is buying pets online. The website pictures are real, but that's about it.
The person who claimed to be a breeder would show up, they'd say they would show up at the airport and there would be an extra fee for a crate because it had to be just the right crate to fly the animal. Then there was insurance for the pet to fly them to you. And so you can't substantiate any of this because you're at home. You can't go pick up the pet because we've all been in quarantine. So a lot of people are losing big bucks. We know that in Montana, the median dollar loss for a puppy scam is $551.
The good news is the BBB offers multiple online resources to help you be scam aware. Their scam tracker allows people to share their experience and actually tracks the latest ripoffs in real time. As you might imagine, people that are victimized by scams are embarrassed. They feel they should have known better. It all points out the importance of alerting authorities and reporting scam attempts to the BBB so they can then spread the word and hopefully help others from falling victim as well. In Billings, I'm Jay Cohn reporting for MTN News.
Now, price gouging is defined as outrageous pricing to take advantage of a crisis. Any price increase more than 50% is illegal and should be reported. You can also report price gouging to the Better Business Bureau. Since January, price gouging complaints to the BBB have increased by 279%.
All right, well, temperatures as we continue to go throughout the first hour of the work week will dip down to 48 degrees before warming up to 65 on Thursday. Coming down, I'll break down your Mother's Day forecast throughout the day. Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you have had a fantastic start to your Saturday evening. 46 degrees right now. Looks nice outside, not seeing any precipitation, even though those winds are kicking out of the northeast at around 22 miles an hour. And for our friends down in Helena, kind of blurry right now, but at least it's all and quiet. 48 degrees with that 3-mile-per-hour wind. It still only feels like 48. Elsewhere, we are looking at some places cooler. Taking, for example, Glasgow, 39 degrees. Head on down, though, to Bozeman, 49. Out towards Kalispell, 51, and 64 degrees in Spokane. Over the last 3 hours, we've been looking at cloud cover continuing to push down further into the Electric City, and that is all thanks to a cold front, a surface cold front that has been making its way from Canada on down towards north central Montana. Now, as we head throughout the next couple of hours, I want you to focus on this stationary front. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's not going to be moving much. This high pressure, though, it is going to skedaddle on down to Nebraska as this stationary front just continues to sit there, allowing for this northwesterly wind to continue to dump in cold air. And this is why we're going to be looking at temperatures in the low 50s and some of us in the upper 40s the next couple of days because of that northwest flow that's just going to be continuing to bring in cold air from Canada. As we head into Monday morning, 6:30 a.m., still looking at the same situation. Clouds, though, start to try to be brought in from the southwest towards the north parts of Montana. Low pressure does form off this stationary front that will allow to kick up some moisture for our southwestern friends, allowing for some areas to have showers and maybe even a thunderstorm or so. For us, though, I think this is when we're going to be looking at that moisture creeping in from the southwest, allowing for maybe some rainfall, as well as even, don't get mad at me, some snow possible late Monday night, ending, though, in transitioning to full rain by Tuesday morning by around 9 a.m. As far as we look at winds, we are looking at 20 to 30 mile per winds in like Missoula and Spokane by tomorrow morning, 9:30. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds in the Helena and Great Falls area. As we head throughout the night, though, tomorrow night, 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts here in Great Falls, 10 to 20 down in Helena. Before everything is said and done Monday morning, still waking up to some breezy conditions in Lewistown, Great Falls, as well as Cut Bank. So it is Mother's Day tomorrow, and thank you to all the moms out there for doing such a fantastic job. This picture comes in from Bree. Her mom we're looking at Paula down towards the center photo. That's a picture of my mom and I when I was down in South Carolina, and also looking at Juanita's mom, Florence. Temperature tomorrow, 52 degrees. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. 42 degrees also, or excuse me, 42 days till summer. You can always follow me on social media. I'm all there. Tonight's lows getting down to around 31 in Havre, 33 in Great Falls, also 36 degrees in Helena, flirting with that freezing mark, but then warming up to 52 degrees tomorrow for Mother's Day. Monday, more clouds and sun, 50 degrees by Tuesday, dropping down to 48 degrees. Rain likely with some snow possible. Showers and thunderstorms also possible on Wednesday. As we head into Helena's forecast, looking at 51 degrees by Tuesday. Instead of the chance for some snow showers, though, I think we'll continue just to stay rain. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Looking for mental health help right now might seem like one of the most difficult things you can do when you're stuck at home, or counseling can seem expensive. MTN's Cody Boyer shows us how counselors in training at Montana State University found a way to help.
We serve clients not only from the university, but also from the community.
Training to be that port in the storm never was meant to happen in the center of a pandemic. For the counselors in training at MSU's Human Development Clinic, that's exactly what they're doing.
How can we, first of all, continue services for our clients, but also meet the needs of people who have really suffered?
Clinic Director Heidi McKinley says the rooms that once worked for clients are now empty, so she found another way.
We transferred all of our clients to telehealth services, so every counselor here is now seeing their clients not in person but over the computer.
A new challenge for counselors in training like Zach Todd, too.
One of the most profound things that I've noticed is just the variety of experience that people are having over this time.
Now, these counselors in training that would be talking through a computer screen like this one are all part of MSU's counseling program. And since the clinic staff say counseling like this can make all the difference anyway, it's free until further notice. And when they do go back to regular billing, the cost will be based on client income, about $5 to $30. If you need emergency help, the clinic can point you to the right direction. Like the Help Center, and McKinley's response to if you don't have the cash shows where the counselors' hearts are.
I really don't want to turn people away because of a lack of ability to pay. Difficult and really empowering to be able to give back.
If you don't have a computer, a phone call works too. Anything to make the darkness a lighter place.
Strength is really knowing when to reach out.
Just remembering that you're not alone. We can offer you services.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
The clinic director says there are still openings now and calls are returned in just days. You can call the Human Development Clinic at 406-994-4113. Coronavirus restrictions have meant fewer crops for a lot of the nation's farmers, but one in western Montana has found a way to deliver 30,000 pounds of potatoes to Billings this weekend. MTN's David J. has more on the Great Potato Giveaway.
The truck arrives Friday evening after about a 200-mile trip from Foth Farms in Toston to Metro Park's upper parking lot.
The side dump from Riverside Contracting, 29,500 pounds of potatoes in there. And they brought them over from Toston and actually dropped them last night.
Michael Foth let people know about the free potatoes from his brother's farm on Town Square Media, radio stations, and social media.
A bunch of unsold potatoes this year due to the markets, and we thought it'd be nice to bring them to hungry people in Billings.
The truck dropped off the potatoes here in the upper lot at Metro Park. This is pretty much the distance. What you're seeing right here is where it's stretched. The pickup started at about 10 o'clock, but 29,500 pounds of potatoes were gone fairly quickly.
This is just crazy. All the people grabbing potatoes.
15, 20 minutes, maybe a little longer. I mean, I got here before the official start time, and there were already a handful of cars and people getting some. So I would say the whole pile went in less than an hour. It's great to see everybody in Billings that wanted some potatoes come out and get some.
Michael Foth works in radio, but has an understanding of the agriculture industry from his family.
A lot of farmers are looking at destroying their products, either tilled under or fed to cattle, which is kind of a waste. The distribution channels are, thanks to COVID-19, having a tough time getting their products to hungry people. It's unfortunate to see.
Foth Farms grew these potatoes for other farmers.
We sell to large commercial growers for processing potatoes for McDonald's, French fries, and things of that nature. If the economy slows down just a little bit, there's just such a surplus with the various issues with the processing industries.
Thanks a lot. You're welcome. He wanted to help everybody out. He actually cares about a lot of people.
Foth Farms and Riverside Contracting making the 200-mile trip from Toston to Billings with 29,500 pounds of potatoes. In Billings, David J., MTN News.
And Michael Foth says after seeing the popularity, it's possible there may be another Great Potato Giveaway in Billings very soon. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's a look at your Mother's Day forecast. 7 a.m. starting us off cold and chilly, 35 degrees. By 1 p.m. warming up to 50 degrees, though. But we are going to be looking at a mostly cloudy day. Now, tomorrow we are going to be warming up to around 60 degrees. And looking at Kalispell, 66 in Missoula, down towards Helena, 55 degrees. And taking a look at your forecast for the next 7 days, looking at a rainy start on Tuesday, lasting through on Friday. And for our friends in Helena, the same story. We're going to be looking at cold temperatures with showers and thunderstorms possible starting on Tuesday.
Snow, that doesn't sound good, but maybe we'll hope just a little bit.
Don't worry, it's going to be a transition. Rain's going to be the most likely.
All right, thanks so much for watching. Good night, Montana.